All right, we'd like to welcome Xander Schauffele to the interview room here at the Tour Championship. Xander, a great 3-win season for you so far on the PGA Tour. Maybe just some opening comments about entering the week here at East Lake.
Yeah, it's always a good thing to be back. It's a course I played pretty well on, and it's always a big goal at the beginning of the year. So, so far, so good.
Okay, great. We'll start with some questions. Evan?
Xander, you're probably the best person in the field to ask this. Is the format perfect yet? Is there any way it could improve?
I'd be sort of a backseat driver on that, unfortunately. I think it can always improve. I think, unfortunately, I saw the news of Will not being able to play this week. And after a season that he had to finish sort of just to go to last place, I think it's a bit harsh. I think it could be sorted out a little bit better. That'd be an example. I've obviously been on sort of both sides of that fence too, from a competition standpoint, and I understand why it's the way it is, but I think it's the overall consensus from just talking to players would be that maybe a sit down needs to happen to sort of reshape it or try to make it better, or at least come up with options and then show it to us or just give it a whirl.
Sean?
Steve? What would you consider your most important shot of the season?
Hopefully I can answer that on Sunday. Up to this point, I don't know. It's hard to tell. I mean, there's pivotal points in every tournament. We're all very competitive. I've made a putt to make the cut on the number, and I've made a putt to not to win a tournament, but I guess to make the finishing hole easier for myself in winning an event. So, I mean, it'd be hard to rate.
Go to Steve right here.
Yeah, Xander, there's some pretty good friendships up there on the leaderboard. I'm just wondering, are you fully willing to step on your buddy Cantley's neck for $18 million?
Yeah, it's whenever we play tournaments, it's always a competition thing. We obviously enjoy hanging out. Most of the guys out here honestly enjoy hanging out, and as soon as we step on the green grass, even in a friendly game, I think everyone's trying to beat each other.
Well, knowing how well he's playing, how tough is he going to be for you to run down even?
There's a lot of guys that are playing really well. I'd say anyone that made it into this tournament and in this format, it's kind of a bit of a free-for-all, especially, if anyone at even par, you shoot 6 or 7 under that first day, you'd imagine you put yourself right in the tournament. So I'd say it's there for the taking.
Alan?
It's been a tumultuous season for professional golf. How important is this week as a showcase for the tour? You've got all the stars here. You're on the place with a lot of history. Like, do you feel like it's important it's a great tournament and you just kind of display the product a little bit?
Yeah. I'd say it's a nice finishing touch for our year to come to East Lake. It's like you said, a ton of history on property here, a ton of history made, I guess, for our tour as well, with sort of the finishing stretches and ups and downs and how people have played. So I mean, I'd say yes, this is a very nice touch to our season.
In here, we talk a lot about all the macro developments between the different tours and the players and all that, but is there a lot of chatter this week about that, or are you guys just totally focused on the tournament?
I'd say there's enough reason to be selfish as an individual out here on tour. Not much talk about anything, to be completely honest. Just everyone just trying to beat each other for the big prize.
Doug?
What do you think is the biggest moment in golf this year that doesn't involve you?
Tiger. Probably Tiger coming down 18 at the Open. hand control, and I've managed to play pretty well here. Other guys have beat me, and so if I can just keep knocking on the door and keep appearing here at East Lake, I would imagine I'd be in good hands for quite some time.
Over to Sean.
I know you guys played a tournament together in college, but is there a story of just kind of when you and Pat hit it off, or how the friendship started?
I mean, we were teammates. I'd say that's when we became very close. You know, we just spent a lot of time, those team rooms and team environments, especially, you know, from a player to player, when you are paired with a partner, it just makes you close. You know what I mean? You'll know right away if you're going to get along with that person or not.
Yeah.
Andrew, you guys are now, you and Pat are one. Each of you have a win playing with each other in the final day. Well, what did you sense anything different in Pat from how he kind of had a rough time at the Travelers, but, you know, got it over the line last week? What did you see?
Yeah, it's fickle when you're trying to win a golf tournament. I mean, at Travelers was sort of probably going to go down in history as a complete outlier for him. It was a day that, you know, I've played a ton of rounds with him. I've never seen him play that poorly. So, you know, kind of what he did on Sunday with the lead is what I would expect over at the BMW. So, I mean, I really wasn't that different from an attitude standpoint or like a strategic standpoint. His execution was just sort of slightly off, and he paid the price for it there. And then at the BMW, yeah, he did everything he was supposed to do when leading a golf tournament.
You guys trash talk at all about the wins?
Sorry?
Any trash talk back and forth?
While we're playing?
No, I mean, like, that you had the win, how he got the win.
No, it's just, you know, we're just looking forward to the next opportunity to try and take each other down on a Sunday.
Okay. Bob.
Xander, given that you won the Tour Championship in the old format and didn't win the FedEx Cup, do you prefer that system, even if it weren't the point system that we used then? In other words, separating them, having a tournament and then determining the FedEx winner.
I mean, a little subject to the whole matter, just being in the mix of it, but I don't think it's that big of a deal to have two winners show up on the green. You know, I think when Tiger won, was that the last year that there were two winners? Or yeah, and so, you know, Justin Rose won the FedEx Cup that year, and I guess from a media standpoint, Tiger may have stole the show, but he's going to do that to anybody. So, I mean, I don't think it's that big of a deal to have two people on the green, and, you know, they just want one, but it is kind of weird we're all competing and someone's going to be better this week, but someone's going to win the whole pie as well. So it doesn't seem that strange or illogical to have two people sitting up there getting an award.
What about the idea of it's been kicked around a few times where you play the Tour Championship and see where the points are, and then just have a one-day thing for 2, 4, 6 guys, whatever. You know, just one round or whatever the next day.
I don't know. You need to get a lot of. You know, you need to get some people in a room and really sort of lay out, you know, 4 to 6 options, and then really have a good look at it and see how everyone would feel about it. I couldn't tell you what would be better, to be completely honest.
Okay, we'll wrap it up with Adam and then Doug.
And what do you think Pat would be good at if he wasn't a golfer?
A lawyer.
How come?
He's really good at putting his thought into words, thinking to finality, and he's very linear, so he can sort of pocket most people in a conversation if you slip up. So yeah, I'd say a lawyer would be an easy one for him.
Speaking of words, how long were you out here on tour before you felt comfortable expressing your views?
Well, I mean, it's pretty hard to truly express your views in this room since someone's going to mess it up. But I'd say...
This room?
What's that?
You mean this room?
Media in general, yeah.
Let me rephrase the question then, just to get ourselves off the hook here.
Are we back on this one?
I'm not pulling it back. To clarify, before you felt like you could get into a locker room or be in a group of players out to dinner and really share your opinions on things.
Yeah, a couple years probably, couple wins, couple years. Overall, I mean, we all play golf for a living. It's not like we're supposed to know too much about anything else but playing golf. So yeah, in terms of giving an opinion on too many things, I'd say we should probably leave that to most of the experts or people that do it for a living.
What's your opinion level now on a scale of 1 to 10? How strong are you?
When I speak in this room?
Other rooms?
A private room, probably a 10 out of 10, but, I'd say, in weird space like these, like a neutral-ish 4 maybe, 5.
At 4 o'clock in the afternoon?
Yeah, probably down to a 2 at 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Last thing, I don't want you to come up with a solution for the playoffs because I don't think you have one, and we could talk to her blue in the face. But it seems like there was an option of carrying it through the whole year, and then you could get a year where someone like Peak Tiger has got it wrapped up, or it's volatile and wild like it is now. It's a pick your poison, and I guess which one do you think is better? If you compare the two, I'd say it's. If we had it like it was before, Scotty would have won the FedEx Cup months ago. So I'm sure Scotty would like it in the old system, and it'd be hard to argue that he doesn't deserve it. But from a playoff standpoint and shaking it up and giving the viewers what they need, at the end of the day, we play golf and we're entertainers, so we need to create an entertaining space. And so I think having some sort of alternative outcome where someone else has a chance to win is what everyone would want. And like I said, don't know what that looks like, but I'm sure it can be improved.
All right, Xander, thanks so much. Best of luck this week.
Thank you.